Hi everyone. So this video is a little bit different than what you're probably used to seeing on my channel. This video is pretty vulnerable. I'm kind of scared to share it, I'm not gonna lie. But my hope is that by me being vulnerable, that I will also be relatable. And maybe by being relatable, I will also inspire somebody. And if I can inspire even one person, then being vulnerable is worth it. This video is about my journey giving up alcohol. This is also going live on my 28th birthday. I didn't plan it that way, but it feels kind of perfect in a way because in the past, on my birthday, I've joked that it's a national holiday and I've made a really big deal out of it, and I've had huge parties. I've had large groups of friends go out and we drank a lot, and I'd get a hotel room and it would be really, really fun. This year is looking a little bit different and I'm not doing that this year. This is the new me. I guess this is 28. But it feels good. So I do want to say that when I chose to give up alcohol, I was not an alcoholic and I didn't have a drinking problem. However, it was a really big part of my life. I socially drank quite often, both in my personal life, my work life, my dating life. It was a big part of my life. And I knew that it was not moving me forward, and I knew that it was not adding positive things to my life, and I knew that it was something that needed to go. And so after months of thinking about it, I probably thought about it for 6 months or so before I was actually finally ready to pull the trigger on quitting. And one day I chose to have my last hangover, is what I called it. And so it was. It's been quite the experience, quite the social experiment. I learned that alcohol is the only drug that you have to convince others why you're not doing it. I think that's ridiculous, and that was really eye-opening to me. And then when I told people that I was going to be posting this video, I got some comments like, "Don't post that, it's gonna make you look like an alcoholic." And that's part of the stigma that I want to break by posting this video. Your choice to go sober has nothing to do with your past. It has nothing to do with how much you drank. The only thing that you going sober is you loving yourself and you wanting a better future for yourself. That's it. So forget about what anyone else says. This is all about you and you loving yourself. And I love you and I believe in you and I'm proud of you. So without further ado, this is my journey with giving up alcohol. Thank you for watching. Please keep an open mind if maybe this isn't the journey you're on right now. Still watch it anyways. You might learn something. And yeah, thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, everybody in the club getting frisky. Baby throw a fit cause you miss me. Get lit, get crunk, get twisted. You are now rolling with the misfits. They so blasé with it. Really, I could go all day with it. Don't nobody know what to do with me. No one, no art, keep cool with me. Who with me? You with me? Mama started feeling on my doohickey. Probably cause I'm rebel in the face. Probably cause the trouble in the bass. I still away, go bye-bye. You ain't felt fuego till you been to my side. AZ player don't crush no more. I'm too paid, I ain't gotta pass the Dutch no more. Hey. And I'm feeling it. And I'm feeling it.
So I just left my favorite brewery in Fort Collins and I was getting beers with some friends. A couple days ago, I decided to stop drinking alcohol. They didn't know that before we got here, because when we had scheduled this, I was still drinking. So I was explaining why I stopped drinking. And the reason I stopped drinking was because I just get hangovers way too easily. I have so many goals and so many aspirations and so many things that I'm working on right now that I just don't have time for any wasted days. And that's what was happening. I could drink one beer and I'd have a hangover the next day, and it's just not worth it. And so I decided to give up alcohol. It's only been a couple days, and one of the friends I was with, he's like, "I give it until the end of the year and you're gonna be drinking again." It's I don't think so, man. I don't miss it. It's only been a couple days, but I really don't miss it so far. The other one was I'm really curious to know what you think of what you're doing in a week and a month and a year and etc. And I was like, well, why don't I start like documenting it and seeing what, like how I feel. And so I'm still early enough in this that I'm 2 days in. I haven't had a drink in 2 days, which is, not that long. It's not like I was drinking heavily. I live in a very like alcohol focused area. We got breweries everywhere. We've got bars everywhere. I'm in real estate, and so I'm constantly going to like happy hours and stuff like that. So I do drink like more than some for sure. But going 2 days without a drink is like not that big of a deal to me. As I do more social things, it might become more of a thing where I might miss it. I don't know. So I'm just gonna start documenting it. I'll check in like after the 1 week mark and tell you how I'm feeling, and then maybe a couple weeks and then a month. I will say so far it's not feeling bad at all. Even going to my favorite brewery today, all I could think of when I was watching them drink beers was how I would have a headache if I drank one. So I really don't miss it. I have a lot of friends in my life right now that have also stopped drinking, and so it doesn't feel like it's necessarily like I'm the only one. And so yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. So I'll check in at the 7-day mark and let you know how I'm doing. So I'm still on day 2. And I was just thinking about how today was a really good day. And I just feel like my mindset has shifted a lot. I mean, I have a lot of positive things going right now, and I'm really working hard to build positive habits. But something that I noticed today after leaving the brewery was I felt totally okay to drive home. There wasn't any bit of doubt in my mind. The other thing, I got home, and normally on a day like this when I would have gone to the brewery, I would have come home and I would have been like really tired feeling, and I probably would have just sat in front of the TV or sat on my phone or something like that and not done anything with the rest of my day. Like I came home from the brewery and I still like got stuff done. I would say overall like it was a good day. So I'm on day 4. Yesterday had a headache all day long. Obviously it wasn't from drinking because I haven't drank now in 4 days, but I do have a neck injury from a car accident that I was in when I was 18. It will really aggravate my neck, my shoulder, and give me migraines and headaches. So that's kind of what I'm going through right now. And so yesterday I had a headache all day. Today I've been on the verge of having a headache, and I can tell it's kind of maybe turning into a migraine. Luckily, I had a massage already scheduled today because I go once a month to try and keep my neck happy. But I went to the massage, and it's feeling a little bit better. Unfortunately, since I've had this for so long, the ibuprofen, considered migraine, it doesn't always work. I can take a ton of that stuff, and it won't even touch the pain. Sometimes the pain gets that bad. So, unfortunately, I've had to resort to alcohol being what numbs the pain, and now I'm realizing that I would probably like a drink. So I'm not gonna do it, but I just wanted to be real in the video that I really am wanting one right now for the purpose of getting rid of my pain. I'm not gonna do it. I am meeting up with a friend later, and the temptation's gonna be there, but I'm not gonna do it because I really do want to stick to this. So yeah, but I wanted to be real in the video that I'm not having a good day. So okay, check in next time. I'm on day 7, and to be honest with you, I'm loving it. Probably the biggest thing that I've noticed so far is that I have a lot more energy. I'm like almost to the point of just being hyper all the time. Like I've noticed that I've just been like sitting there being like, I'm like so wired right now, like which is kind of cool. I've definitely been more productive. I've gotten a lot more done. I am sleeping better. I actually enjoy mornings, which is cool. I'm not normally a morning person, and I'm like getting into a better routine now because I just have like a more regular schedule, I guess, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I'm really liking it a lot. All right, so it's day 10. I hit double digits today. I wanted to note a change that I have noticed. So one of my flaws is that I am a late person. I am always late. I'm never on time. Pretty consistently 10 to 15 minutes for everything. So bad that my friends call it Katie time. That I'm just never on time, and I never have been, and it's just it's one of my flaws, and I will admit that. However, since giving up drinking, I have noticed that I am far more on time. I don't think I've been late for anything since giving up alcohol. So I can't say that, I blame alcohol for all of my tardiness for all of my life, but it's pretty cool that it has changed. I don't know who this Katie is, but alcohol-free Katie is a timely Katie, apparently. So I'm still on day 10. Different outfit, obviously, it's later in the day. But I just got done with a work happy hour and I didn't drink, and I don't regret not drinking it. I didn't want to drink while I was there. I feel good. I got a virgin mojito, which a mojito is one of my favorite alcoholic drinks, and I'll be honest, the virgin tastes pretty similar. A little more lemonade-y, but honestly, like, I felt like I was still just hanging out with everyone, and now I am sober driving home, and I know I'm not gonna have a hangover tomorrow, and it feels good. So yeah, anyways, it was really good. So it is the end of day 14, which means I have made it to the 2-week mark, and that is so exciting. It doesn't really feel like it's been 2 weeks, honestly. The first like 2 or 3 days felt like the longest, and then all of a sudden I'm at the 2-week mark. So I feel like in no time I'm gonna be at the 100-day mark, and it's just awesome. Yesterday was my little sister's 21st birthday, and you know, it's ironic because I quit drinking 2 weeks before her 21st birthday. Sorry, McKenna. But I was still able to go out and celebrate with her last night. I went bar hopping with her. I stayed sober the whole time. We went to a comedy show. I had a non-alcoholic IPA, which was actually really good and tastes just like an IPA. Like, who needs actual alcohol in their IPA if you just want to taste it, because it tastes just like it. Since it was her 21st birthday, people were buying her drinks and shots, and so they'd offer to buy them for me as well. And you know, I'd turn them down, obviously. They'd be like, oh yeah, so you're like the DD, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm the DD. Or like some people I would, you know, say like, oh no, I'm just sober, and they'd be like, oh well, like, why are you sober? And they'd start to like dig into it a little bit more, and I felt like they were almost trying to justify my decision in their own mind, and like, I don't want to say judge me on it, but kind of, because they'd be like, well, like, how bad were your hangovers? Like was it like a really bad hangover, or like was it just like a little hangover? And I'd be like, it was enough that it affected my day. And they'd be like, well, so like, did all alcohol do it, or was it just like some alcohol? And I'd be like, it was all alcohol. I could definitely see how if you were struggling to give up alcohol and you were in an environment like that, like at a bar or around people that were already drunk or anything like that, how that would not be helpful at all, because the peer pressure was huge and everyone wanted me to drink and everyone was like judging my decision to not drink, and it was just a very like hard place to be. So I'm on day 18. I wasn't planning on doing another check-in until day 30, but I felt like it was warranted to do one today because I'm just feeling great. I looked in the mirror this morning as I was getting ready, and you guys probably can't notice this, but I can notice it. My face is a lot less puffy. I'm not wearing any makeup right now, but my face just feels thinner, like less puffy. And then I looked in the mirror at like the rest of my body, and again, you guys probably can't notice that either, but I'm noticing a difference, that I feel less, I guess I don't feel less bloated, but I think I look less bloated, and I look thinner, and I just look healthier. So that is pretty cool. I'm excited for that one to continue for sure. So I feel like I normally record these videos in my car, and today's a pretty special day, so I thought I would drive up the canyon a little bit and record my video somewhere else. I'm dressed up a little bit today because it's a very important day. Today is day 30 of being sober, and that's really exciting. You can see the Big Thompson River behind me. You might be able to hear it in the background. I'm sorry if it's too loud. I'm just gonna walk on a little trail a little bit and talk. It has been an awesome 30 days, really. I feel really good. I haven't gotten any hangovers, obviously, because I haven't been drinking. I have gotten a couple headaches, and I think the headaches are caused by caffeine. And so I've really been monitoring my caffeine intake, really figuring out where the headaches are coming from now that the alcohol's gone. Social life has gone down to almost nothing, but that's probably due to a couple different reasons, one of which being that I'm really preparing for my month-long road trip coming up shortly, and so I've been really busy with that, and I've just kind of really been soaking into spending time by myself. That probably has a huge part to do with it. I definitely feel like I'm having a hard time figuring out what to do with friends that doesn't involve alcohol. It's day 31. A lot of this video so far I know has been very positive, and most of the check-ins that I've done, it's me saying how great it's going and how easy this is and how I don't regret it. And I do want to be real with you that it's not always butterflies and rainbows. And today is one of those days where I'm struggling a bit. It was a very hard emotional day at work for me today. I'm on the verge of tears. And I handed off the baton for the role that I helped create at the company, and I care about that role a lot, and giving up it has been a very emotional journey for me. So doing that and officially handing that off today was really hard. And all I want to do is go sit on a patio and have a beer and try and forget about it. I'm not going to. I might go sit on a patio. I might try and figure out a way to do this. But yeah, so I wanted to be real and say that I'm struggling today. I'm not going to have a drink, but it would make the day a little bit easier, it feels like. Hello! I am on my way to girls' night. I feel like I'm glowing. I feel great. I did my hair and my makeup for the first time in a while. I just feel really good. I'm excited. And it's worth noting, well, bumpy road. It's worth noting, bumpy. It's worth noting that I'm going to girls' night because the last girls' night I went to was also the last time that I drank. So I'm excited to go tonight. I helped choose the place, and I chose a place that has NA beers, and so I'm still going to have an NA beer and feel like I'm fitting in without actually drinking. I don't remember what day of sobriety it is, to be honest with you, because I haven't been checking that much. Ever since I hit the 30-day mark, each day just kind of feels like another day, so it doesn't feel like as big of a I don't want to say accomplishment, but I'm just not like paying attention to it as much as I was. Anyways, yeah, I'm stoked. Girls' night. Good morning, everyone. It is day 53 of my sobriety. So I haven't checked it in a minute, and that's because nothing really big has happened or changed, and I feel like I've kind of just gotten settled into like this new routine of not drinking, and just feels normal. However, I did want to check in because I guess now I'm feeling differently about things. When I originally quit drinking, I did it for my headaches. I was just really tired of feeling like crap. So I gave up drinking, and I definitely feel better. Like, I think everyone would be lying if they told you that you don't feel better when you give up drinking. However, I'm still getting headaches, not quite like I was. It wasn't like a cure by all means. I mean, I'm almost 2 months into this, so you'd think that like any changes that would have happened by now. I do feel better than I did. I would say that the changes that I've been feeling are perhaps not as much as I was hoping for. Like in the beginning, I noticed a lot of changes, but as time has settled, I don't know, I don't feel like it's maybe worth it, which is silly because, like, okay, so let's say I start drinking again. I limit myself to a couple drinks occasionally. If I have just a couple drinks, is that worth it? Have that in my system and start feeling some of the symptoms that I was feeling, like being tired and being less productive and yada yada yada. Is that worth it to just have a couple drinks? I don't know. I also just got back from my week-long road trip a couple days ago, and I didn't drink at all on that trip, and that was the first trip that I had gone on where I wasn't drinking. And one thing I noticed was, as a solo traveler, I would often go meet friends on the road by going to the bar. and I would go sit at the bar, and I could easily make friends at the bar. This trip, I didn't really make any friends, which I don't like, because like that's half the fun of solo traveling, is the people you meet along the way. So not that I need to go to a bar and get drunk or anything, but to go to the bar and have the option of having a drink with strangers, I missed that a lot. I don't know. I'm still gonna finish out the 100 days because I made myself that promise. But after the 100 days, I don't know if I'm gonna stay sober forever, to be honest. I might go back to drinking a little bit here and there, and maybe just being more mindful of what I drink and how much I drink and when I drink. And like, this was a really good learning lesson, and I'm glad that I did it, and I'm glad that I'm going to continue doing it for the 100 days. And I may change my mind and just continue to be sober after those 100 days. This is just how I'm feeling currently in the moment. So it's day 59. I was questioning if staying sober is a forever thing or if it's just a 100-day thing. I wanted to share a conversation that I just had with my esthetician, who is also sober. She's been sober, I hope this is okay to share, she's been sober for 10 years, and so her perspective is really valuable. And I think having people in your life that are also sober is really important when you're giving up alcohol. If I shared what I was feeling with someone who drinks alcohol, saying like, I don't know if staying sober is for me forever, or if it's just a 100-day thing. Someone who drinks alcohol, oh, it's 100 days. That's a good cleanse, and then you can start drinking again, and you know, you just don't drink as much, and it's, you know, good lesson, yeah. And that's totally how that conversation would go with someone who drinks alcohol. Someone who is sober, especially someone who's sober for 10 years, they're gonna give you a much different perspective and say like, no, this is your ego talking. This is because being sober is making you so uncomfortable that your ego is coming up with every excuse that it can find to justify drinking again. Right now, it's the most powerful for you because being social is who you are. And that is what I'm struggling with most on giving up alcohol. It's being social. Like, that is so painful to me. Like, I feel like I've lost all of my friends, and I've been so not social. And I go on trips, and I solo travel, and I don't make friends on those trips. And like, that is what is so painful to me right now, is that I'm so not social, and that is killing me, because that's to my core who I am. I am very social. And so she's like, you know, basically your ego is finding the most sensitive part, and it's using that against you to find every excuse that it possibly can to get you to start drinking again. And I was like, dang it, God. And she's so right, because she's like, who says you can't just, you know, while you're traveling, go to the bar and sit at the bar and make friends and have a non-alcoholic drink, just as you would previously, except there's no alcohol in your drink. She's like, you're doing the exact same thing, there's just no alcohol in your drink. And so I was like, God, duh. So I don't know what day I'm on. Close to day 70, I think. So I'm wrapping up another solo trip. I went to St. Louis to pick up my car, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm having the same feelings that I had when I ended my Utah road trip a couple weeks ago, where travel just really is not the same without alcohol. And it's not that I need it, because I can go to bars and I can have a non-alcoholic beverage and I can fit in, and I don't have to have alcohol to have fun. But I don't know, I feel like I'm not as fun, or maybe not as fast fun. Like, I don't make friends as easily as I used to. I don't know. And like, when I'm on the road alone, I want to be making friends with people wherever I go. And I can do that without alcohol, but it's not the same. Also, a big part of culture when you're traveling is trying out the local alcohol. Whether it's, you know, the mezcal in New Mexico, or beer in Colorado, or wine in Napa or whatever, it's like that's a big part of like the culture of where you're traveling to. And you know, something I used to do when I would travel a lot when I was drinking would be go to breweries in every town I would visit. Maybe not every town, but you know, wherever I would stop, I'd maybe go to a brewery and have a beer that was local, and you know, you get a good vibe for the culture of the place. I did meet someone, I can't even remember who this is now, but recently, I think on this trip, that they only drink when they travel. It's more like a special occasion kind of thing. Oh yeah, it was my Uber driver. That's what he said. He says he only drinks when he travels. And I was like, well, that's cool. That could be something, you know, I do. I mean, I do travel a lot, but I think that's kind of the vibe that I'm going down. Like, I know last time when I talked to Candy, it was like, it's like your ego getting in the way and saying like, oh, you have to do this, you need to do this, whatever. And I don't necessarily think that's it. I just think that it's a big part of like travel, and I feel like I'm missing a piece when I'm traveling if I'm not consuming alcohol. And I don't have to consume a lot. I think if I start drinking again, that it won't be a lot. It's gonna be very little, because I definitely feel better without it, like health-wise. But I don't know, that's the vibe I'm feeling right now. I still have time left in my 100 days, and I'm still gonna live out the 100 days, but yeah, it's tough. Surprise! I made it to day 160. I was not planning on recording this video for you on day 160. I was planning on recording this on day 100 because throughout this process, that's kind of the goal that I had set for myself, that I was going to be 100% sober for 100 days. And so that's my plan. I know that I started out thinking that being sober was going to be a forever thing, but as I'm sure you can probably tell throughout the video, that it gets a little wishy-washy, you know, and I start saying like, well, I miss it when I travel, especially solo travel. I miss it when I'm all alone in a strange town and don't know anyone, so I go to the bar and meet people, so I'm only gonna drink when I travel, or I'm only gonna drink on special occasions, or, you know, maybe I'll only have a wild night out here or there. And so as I was approaching day 100, that is kind of my thought process. That's pretty much the decision that I had made when I reached day 100, that I was gonna start drinking again, but only occasionally. So day 100 rolls around, and I'm very sick with an upper respiratory infection, and so I don't feel like recording this video. And so I was like, well, I'll just record it when I feel better. And so a week passes, and I still don't feel that great, so I'm not recording. And so another week passes, and I still don't feel like recording. And so more time passes, and clearly a couple months have passed, and I'm still sober, and I'm just now recording this video for you. And I probably would have kept pushing this video off, recording it, not because I don't want to, but because there's no end in sight to my sobriety at this point. I leave the country in 11 days, and so I have to record this video for you now. And that's pretty much why I'm doing it. But as far as like ending my sobriety journey, it's not ending. It's just, it is what it is right now. And I'm sober, and I plan on staying sober for ever. I have no desire to drink anymore. I actually think it's quite like repulsive. It's gross. So I was drinking a kombucha, like just a regular one, not a hard kombucha. And you know, kombucha has a trace amount of alcohol in it from the fermentation process. And I tasted a little bit of that alcohol taste, and it was disgusting. Like, it tasted like a sour beer, and I used to be like the queen of sour beers. Like, that was my jam. And the fact that I tasted the alcohol in the kombucha and was like, I couldn't do it. It was so gross. I guess I can compare it to when I gave up meat. If you didn't know, I'm a vegetarian, and I have been for 13 years now. And when I gave up meat, I did it on Thanksgiving, and I literally did it cold turkey. Like, I saw the turkey and I said, I'm never eating that again, and I didn't. And that was just like a decision, and I've never craved it. I don't miss it. I've never wanted it. It's just literally cold turkey. And so that's kind of how this journey with alcohol has been. I had my last drink, and that was it. No more. I have no desire. I don't miss it. I don't want it. It's done. Like, it feels really good. I don't know how else to describe how being sober for 160 days feels. Other than that, it feels so good. Everything is better. And I remember when I told my friend that I was giving up drinking, and this friend has been sober for 3 years, I think, or something like that, a long time. And the thing that she told me is that it's gonna be amazing and everything is gonna be better. I probably kind of knew what she meant, but I didn't quite fully understand it until here I am 160 days in, and everything is better. I sleep better, I act better, I work better, my life is better, every aspect of my life is better. I'm not sure you fully realize the effects that alcohol has on you until it's been out of your system for so long. Again, going back to, you don't have to be an alcoholic, you don't have to have a drinking problem for alcohol to negatively affect your life. It does negatively affect your life, whether you admit that or realize that or not. Like, my brain is clear, and it was not clear before, and I didn't realize that. You don't have to be drunk, you don't have to be intoxicated to have brain fog from alcohol. I wouldn't say that I started feeling the positive effects of alcohol being out of my system until close to the 100-day mark. And so it was kind of a blessing in disguise that I was sick, because I probably would have started drinking again if I wasn't sick. And so it really did take that long for me to fully realize how positive not having alcohol in my life was. And so I would suggest to anyone that is wanting to give up alcohol or give up any sort of vice that you have, whether it be alcohol, drugs, nicotine, caffeine, social media, whatever the thing that is negatively affecting your life right now, if you are wanting to take a break from it or you are wanting to give it up completely, I highly suggest doing it for at least 100 days, if not 130 days, because I don't think you're going to fully feel the positive effects from it if you just do, a dry January or something like that. You really have to keep it out for longer. So that is my challenge to you guys. If there's something in your life that is holding you back from moving forward, whatever that is, if it's a vice, is it alcohol, drugs, nicotine, caffeine, social media, any of those things that I explained, or something else that maybe is holding you back. Like, maybe you need to start waking up earlier every day, something like that. Do whatever this new habit is for 100 days and let me know how it goes. Because whatever this thing is that's holding you back, I think that if you removed it from your life, you would be amazed at how much you can accomplish. Everything that I've been able to accomplish in the last 160 days, I know for a fact I would not have been able to if I was still drinking, because I would be tired all the time. I would not be as productive as I am. And for all of the things that I have done in the last 160 days, it's wild. I have a completely new life. And I wanted that, and giving up alcohol was part of that. I'm leaving the country in 11 days to go to a content creator retreat in Indonesia, and I'm going to Indonesia for a month. None of this was part of my life before I gave up alcohol. Only do this when you're ready, though. Like, don't just click out of this video and feel inspired and just go, give up something. You really have to do it when you are ready to do it. Like, the choice to give up alcohol, for me, I was thinking about it for probably 6 months before I actually did it. It took me a while, and I'm glad I did it when it was really my choice, because that's why I'm sticking with it. If you're just doing it because you watched this video, or you're just doing it because someone else told you should do it, it's not going to stick. Like, you have to remember your why. Like, why are you doing this? And then it'll stick, and then your life will change, and it's pretty beautiful. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you watching this. I know it was a little different than my usual videos, but I'm glad you watched, and I hope it opened your eyes to something. Let me know in the comments below if there's something that you are thinking about maybe giving up, or a habit you are thinking about adding to your life, or whatever you're thinking about doing, and then check back in 100 days when you have done that habit and comment again and let me know how it goes. And I read all my comments, and I do try to respond to all of them, or at least give a heart on them, and I would love to read them and see how it goes for you. So thank you, and I hope you guys all have a beautiful day. I really do. Thank you.